Let's get started, folks. Let me just, I gotta get a thumbnail for this, right? How do I do that? Customization, details. I got the mic here. Sorry, it took me a second. Just do. Let's go all the way down here. Finding a thumbnail. Do something random. Where are we? Give me 1 second, guys. This is nice. Boom. Oh, it's too big. Man, whatever. We'll do live streams done. One second, guys. I'm just getting everything set up here. I'm trying to share everything, and then we'll get started with the development stuff. All right. If you guys are following me on Twitter, please do. And I think we are just about ready here. All right. So, last time around, we got our character. This wants to load. My computer is screaming right now. Let me share this in the Discord as well. Copy. Alrighty. Alright. No more distractions. Let's get started here. So, last time around, we got our character, and they have a gun. They can look around with it, and the character moves, and it's nothing crazy. So what we got to do now is Skibidi Toilet. I don't know about that. What we got to do now is we don't have a VS Code window. 1 second, guys. Technical difficulties here. There we go. If I go to my visuals, I have to flip the renderers. So, oh yeah, this won't work. Not yet, at least. So we don't have to do that yet. Okay. All right. Player visual. Actually, this is a problem. We have to fix that later. Okay. So what we want to do now is we want to start getting the weapons to actually do something. So to do that, currently we have nothing. So to do that, I made this component earlier. Where is it? Player actions. And pretty much what it does is it listens if the player is clicking. So we go here. We process whether or not the primary action, which in this case is the mouse, was clicked. And if it was clicked, we go to this player actions component. We call this function. And for right now, we're just printing pressed to test. So let's see if that works as intended. It should. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so I have to add the component to my game object. So this would be player actions. Scroll it up here. All right, and I already have it set up to the input. So if we go to the console, it's not working. Let's see why. If I go to my input, I can see that I press and I am getting the button held. I'm not getting this. So let's see what's wrong there. That's probably my issue. Oh, this is why. Okay. This is happening too fast. So if we want to check if context dot started, call this, and then we need a function to clear our frame inputs. So private void tick clear frame inputs. Clear frame inputs, and then we just want to clear this right here. This sign equals false. Perfect. And we're gonna call this on late update. This dot tick clear. Perfect. All right. Oh, you guys didn't see any of that. Sorry. Pretty much what I did is I just made this function to clear it, and we're checking to see if the input was started. So, going back. So now, when we press, we should see, yep, it's getting called down there. So every time I click, I have a function called to press, which is good. Okay. But obviously that's not really what we want. So let's think. How do we want to go about doing this? So player actions. We need to check to see if the player has a weapon. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so there's a few ways that we could do that. Let's think of the best way here. Keep in mind, guys, I haven't planned any of this. I'm just kind of shooting from the hip. So this is the function we were calling before. So let me put that back so you guys can see. So if we get this this press, then this is called. So in the player actions component, we want to check. Actually, I guess I should do that here. All right, I know what to do. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's go back to Unity. All right, so when this loads, we need to make our weapon now. So we have this, but right now it's just a visual, which is obviously not enough. It's just a sprite of an AK. So let's make a prefab underscore test gun, we'll call it. And the test gun, we'll reset it. We need a visual, so sprites, square, visual. And for this, we will do, I made it, I took this, I forgot, let's say, yeah. We'll just do this guy. Perfect. Get rid of that. Actually, no, we want to keep that. But we can keep it as null for now. All right. Actually, we need to make this a pickup first. So prefab test pickup. Okay, and so what we want to do is we're going for a survival game. So we want to actually be able to pick things up, right? So in this case, an AK is dropped. We want to be able to go for that. So what do we need? The first thing we're going to need is a collider. We'll do a box collider. And we got to see it. So this is going to be, we got to do a layer, but this is fine for now. We need a collider. This is how our player and the box and the pickup will interact. But now we need to make a component for the pickup. I believe I actually already have one. I do. All right. So we need to define everything for all pickups. So not just the gun. If we have like medkits or grenades, we have to do it for everything. So let's start with our components, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna want a box collider 2D collider, and we're gonna want a sprite renderer. Okay, we've got those two, and we're gonna need pickup state. So data, we'll make a data folder, and maybe I should do we'll just whatever enums structs. All right, so in the enums folder, we're gonna do pickup state public enum pickup state. So here we want to define all the possible states for a pickup, and so this will just be helpful for us to kind of see what the pickup's doing. So a state would be something like, well, first off, you want none. That's going to be like the default. The pickup just isn't doing anything. But you want dropped, so the pickup is on the ground. You want, we'll do picked up, like that, you know, maybe 1 second time where the pickup is floating over towards you because you got it. You want a state for that. Picked up, nice. Picked up. And you want, can we think of anything else? I don't think so. So you also want one more at the end called default max, and that's just kind of like a buffer. So back over here, private, we'll make a region for this. Region, pickup state, and region, pickup. I have to compile. Every time you have to compile, it's very annoying. It might just be my editor, but all right. Pickup state. This is the pickup state, obviously, and then we want private void set pickup state. And this could really be public, right? Public get private set. All right. And so here, pickup state, all we're doing here is just setting the pickup state. So this dot pickup state equals pickup state. All right, and again, this is going to help us determine what we can do with the pickup. So for example, if the pickup state were something like picked up, you wouldn't want someone else being able to pick it up, right? Because that wouldn't really make sense. But if it's dropped, you want them to be able to interact with it. All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. Yeah. All right, back to the Unity window. We're gonna size up this box a little bit. Actually, I don't think we need to. I think this is fine. Yeah, for now, because we're just testing. All right, so just for visualization, when the player presses like the pickup button, let's say it's Z, I don't know, any button, we want the player to scan in a big circle if something is around them, right? So if I press Z and the pickup is close enough and I detect this box, then I want to pick it up. So that's what we're going to do next. So if we go over to the player, we're going to go back to that player actions component, but I think I want a new component for this. But for now, we'll just do something. Region, we'll call this interaction. public void interaction or interact. All right, wouldn't that make more sense? Interact. I should rename this component actually, but we're gonna put this on the pawn. Now let's get rid of this. All right, we're gonna go to this component instead. Or no, I'm sorry. We're gonna make a component. Whoops. So mono, we'll call it player interactions.cs. And I have to compile. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I know I'm just kind of rambling, but I'm just the goal here is a game in a month, so kind of locked in here. All right. All right, so player interactions, and what we're looking to do here is this is going to be the component that every time the player presses the pickup button or the interact button, this is going to be where we handle everything. So the first thing we're going to do is serialize field float the interaction radius. And that's going to be we'll do 2.5f for now, and then private void. Actually, we should do list collider. What software? This is Unity for the game engine, so that is this, and Visual Studio Code for the editor, and then I'm using OBS to stream. All right, so collider 2D, we're gonna make a function to return any colliders we can find. So to do that, we'll call it poll colliders, and we're going to take a float radius, and all we're going to do is physics 2D get, or what is it? See, I haven't, we'll do, is it circle cast? Yeah, circle cast all. Oh, it's raycast hit. We'll just do raycast hit 2D then. Vortex, what's going on? Raycast hit 2D, circle cast all, and in here, all we have to do is this.transform.position and our radius, and this is wrong. We want circle overlap or overlap circle all, and this should be collider. Right. The point, that's why. Oh, I'm glad. Vortex. That's awesome. How's it going for you? Pull for colliders, we'll call this. And we need to convert this because position is usually a 2D vector or a vector 2. So we got to convert it. I'm sorry, it's usually a vector 3. You can see it here. And we have to convert it to a vector 2. So we should just be able to do this. Cast, or we'll just do it maybe this way, as vector 2. I'm growing slowly, but it's okay. Yeah, it's tough in the beginning. I don't know how long you've been watching me, but I got a lot of views from shorts really early on, so maybe try that. Long videos are cool, but I mean, I know with mine they take a while to update, or not update, to edit, and it can be a lot. How many subscribers are you at? You started in October. That's good. I only do shorts. Yeah, that's good. You definitely should only do shorts. Tell me about your background. Give me 1 second. I'll answer your question. Oh, that Vortex, that's awesome. 1,000 is really good for that short time. That's really good. Just give me 1 second. I have to focus and figure this out. So vector 2. I really don't want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna expand this. Vector 3 position equals this dot transform dot position, and then from the position, we'll make a new vector 2 position.x position.y, and we have to do new. Okay, and then we want to return those. Perfect. And I messed something up because it's oh. Oh, you know what's funny? I bet you I didn't need to do any of this. Watch this. Watch this. This dot transform. Maybe I did need to do all of that. No, wait, that position. Yeah. Okay, watch. So for some reason, sometimes it takes this, and I don't believe that's what you want. Let's see. Let's just double check. Let's get rid of that. Generic. Cannot implicitly convert from Unity Engine Collider 2D. Oh, that's fine. It's an array. Whoops. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, thanks, Fireblast. I messed that up big time. All right. How are you? Could you tell us about yourself? Uh, so I started Unity like 6 years ago, and Unity used to be pretty rough for multiplayer. So they had packages that weren't made by Unity. They were still really good, but I know I had trouble with them. So things like Photon and Fish. So I left Unity. I went to Unreal for like 2 years. Liked Unreal. It was a little tough as an indie dev because it really focuses on art. So then Unity released Netcode, and I came back to Unity, and now I really like Unity. They have all of their services, and I think they're really good. And I think Unity's a little bit faster. I mean, Unreal's really big. Yeah, I don't like Photon. I think Netcode is really good. I mean, I don't have any networking yet, but once I get into that, you'll see just how easy it really is. Rodrigo Wifmis is awesome. I'm actually out right now because I'm out of Wifmis because I'm doing this, but I'll take a look back at it in a second and I'll throw a few soul in if it's looking good. And then let's see. So which one? So other languages I do mostly JavaScript stuff, C++, C Sharp, a little bit of Python, but not much, mostly for AI stuff. But this is typically like JavaScript and C Sharp are my primary languages right now. And all right, so we're gonna look at crypto for a second, folks. Let's take a look. Wifmis is not doing well. Man, what happened? I think I got out around here because I started streaming, but I didn't expect this. That sucks. All right, we'll come back to that later. We will come back to that later, folks. If you're here for crypto, we'll be popping in every once in a while back at the charts. So, all right, let's get back to work. All right, so here's what we're doing. Our interaction component. Well, first off, let's add it to our player. So we go to the test pawn. We're gonna go player interactions. Drag it up here. And if we go back to VS Code, we're gonna go private void we'll call it local request interaction. And that will make sense in 1 second. For the local part, that will make sense when we add multiplayer. But for now, just ignore that. So we're requesting an interaction. So this would be like when someone presses the or any button to pick something up. I don't play many games on my computer. I just make them. But when you try to pick something up, this is what we're calling. So for right now, we're just gonna go collider 2D polls, and we'll do this dot poll for colliders, this dot interaction radius, and then we want to call this. So we will call this for now from over here. And to keep it simple, let's see. Tick process input. Primary action. You see this is incorrect. This is incorrect. I gotta fix this. Whatever, I'll do that later. I'll do that in 1 second. Let's just focus on this for now. So we're gonna get our component player interactions, this dot get component mono player interactions. And then we'll just assume we have it. Interactions local. Did I make it private? Probably. Yeah. For now, we'll make it public. Local request interaction. Process input. So we actually need to go to our input manager. And we'll go public bool b interaction pressed. Public bool b interaction held. Held. We'll clear it. B interaction pressed equals false. And then we're just going to copy this function just to on interaction action. Interaction pressed. Interaction held. All right, so pretty much what this is doing is on interaction action. It's a mouthful, but whatever. If the context, which is the action, that is started, then we pressed, and performed just means held. And then at the end of everything, we want to clear the pressed. All right, so let's go back to our pawn. Let's see. Vortex, do you think people will be okay with an AI voice in full? Yeah, I think it depends what kind of video it is. Some videos that's fine, like if like a what would it be? Like a list video, or if it's like, top 10 movies or something. I think sometimes that's okay. I mean, sometimes people won't mind that, but for something like game dev, probably not. Like people might not enjoy that as much. All right, so let's see. We need to check if this dot input manager dot b. We'll just check if the interaction button was pressed. And then here, interaction. All right, let's test it out. Here's actually one more thing we got to do here. We have to go to our action map. And this is how we define all of our inputs. So right now I have move, which is WASD, and primary, which is our mouse click. And I need interact. And we'll add our Z keybind for now. I don't know what other key it would be, but for me, that's fine for now. We'll go to our core singleton right here. Events, gameplay, interact. We're gonna do this and on interaction action. All right, so no matter what, when I press Z, we should see these two fire off. So these two, we should see some check marks here. So let's just test that. Yeah, Vortex. I mean, you got 1,000 subs in like a month, a little over a month. I mean, that's awesome. So whatever you're doing, you're definitely doing something right. So I would just keep doing it. All right. So, well, you can already see when I press Z, I get. Let's clear it. I press Z. Oop, and I get my interactions, and you can see the check mark, the checkbox is going when I press Z. So we're all good. And so now what we want to do is we want to see how many colliders we get when we press the interaction button. And so to do that, we're just going to print cols.length. Right? It's length, not count. Yeah, it should be. And it should be, I think it's going to be 2, because it's going to detect the pickup, but it's also going to detect our player. So let's see what happens. Press. Oh, I'm not even move. Oh, there we go. We get 1. Maybe I'm not close enough. No, we still just get 1. All right, so to see what is going on, we're going to go for each in Coles, and we're going to print Coles.gameObject or item.gameObject. And this will give us the name. That way we can see what we're hitting. Yeah, I'm trying to get monetized too, Vortex. I'm not even monetized. Because with shorts, it is very tough to get monetized, I've found. With long form videos and streaming, I just found out streaming actually counts towards that. It does seem a little bit easier. All right, so I go over here, press Z, and I'm only getting the test pawn, which is an issue, right? Because I want to be getting this guy. So I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, so this is a 2D game, and if you remember, over here I'm using physics 2D, and I don't have a 2D collider. So I'm using a box collider, not a box collider 2D, and there is a big difference to Unity between the two. So this should be good. So now, if I go back in, and now we can see that I get the test pawn and the test pickup, and I am getting 2 items detected. All right. Vortex, you only have around 50K for my view sub. Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah, 10 million is crazy. You also, like, if you're trying to make money from YouTube, Shorts is a lot harder. The CPM is way lower. So just something to consider. All right. So when the player presses that interact button, we don't want them to detect themselves or other players because this is going to be a multiplayer game. So we're going to use our layers up here. So we're going to add a layer, and we're going to add one for the player, but we're also going to add one for pickups. And then if I go back to VS Code, what I can do is, I think it was layer 6, right? Layer 6. I have to set it first. Whoops. Yeah, it was layer. All right, so it's layer 6. And so if I go back to VS Code, I can set that here. So we only want layer 6. And eventually we'll probably want to add other stuff, but for right now we only want layer 6. So this is how you tell it to find all colliders, but only get layer 6. All right, and so now if we go back to Unity, let's test it out. All right, so now we would expect to only get the gun. And when I press Z, I get nothing. Oh, there we go. I was too far away. All right, so I'm getting 1, and I'm getting the test pickup. And if I back up, I get 0 because I'm too far away. Perfect. Ooh. Yeah, Vortex, it moves. Here, let me show you, actually. I'll just show you. Bum, bum, bum. I will show you exactly what happened to me. Can I leave this channel? Ooh, I don't want to mess that up. All right, let's do this. All right, should be good. So if I go into my YouTube studio, we'll go to content. So shorts. If I come all the way down. If I go to, we'll do 50. All right, so my very first short did not do well. It actually had way fewer views than this. I think I probably picked some up as it got popular. This one did horribly, this one did horribly, this one did horribly. They all did horribly. And I even had a few videos, like this one had nothing. But then I started doing challenges. Where was it? Well, this one did pretty well, 10,000 views. But the first one I did that did really, really well was this. So I saw a guy, he did a challenge where he had to make an app where it was one line of code for every subscriber. And so I thought it would be a good idea to do it with a game. So I did that. That blew up. This got me like 1,000 subscribers. Let's see. Yeah, it's got me a lot of subs. And then it just kept going from there. People really started to like the content. And then I made my first game video, which did really well. This one I know got me like, yeah, this got me a lot of subs. And it still gets some views. Nothing crazy, but this is probably my favorite video I made. So. Ooh. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry. It's fun. Trust me, I don't mind that because I copied that kid, and a lot of people were telling me that I copied other people, which I didn't go out of my way to copy people. It's a cool idea. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It's not you shouldn't feel bad for doing it. Honestly, um, you should look to not copy but take inspiration from other people because you could probably do it a different way, maybe a better way, and people might enjoy that. So. All right, let's get back to work here. I don't know who Plutato is. I've never heard of that name. Okay, let's continue. How do we want to do this now? What time is it? Okay, we'll give this. He's copying my style. What? We're gonna have to look into this. Let's see what's going on, Plutato. Plutato. Game dev. Plutato game dev. This? Oh, he's doing good. He's got 12K subs. I don't know if he's copying me, but he's oh yeah, people. I called him out. Yeah, people do that, but I don't think he's copying me. He's definitely, if he's copying anybody, it's definitely not me. He's probably copying someone else, which is I don't, even if he was copying me, I wouldn't care. He can do his thing. All right, back into work mode here. Back into work mode. How do we want to do this? All right, so first off, let's get rid of these because we already know this works as intended. So we can hide this, we can hide this. And if I go back to actions, I can hide this. God, it's tough. It really is tough to stream. Kind of bouncing all over the place looking at stuff. All right, so here we go. I have my test visual, and what we want to do is when we interact, we need to determine how many items we want to interact with, right? So just because I get, 3 items around me does not mean I want to interact with 3 items. So if I copy, so let's put 2. We got 2 of these guys here, right? And so just because there's 2 does not mean I want to interact with 2. And so what we're going to do is, we go to code, we're going to determine the closest. We will determine the closest pickup depending on how many we want. So this is going to be tricky. Private, we'll do game object. We'll do a list instead of list of game objects. Get interaction targets, we'll call this. Int count list of game objects targets equals a new list, and we'll return targets. Okay. All right. So how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? It might not even be worth it to do it this way. Let's think. Because if we have a bunch of pickups, we might not want to do it that way. Tricky, tricky, tricky. What age did I learn game development? I'm 28 now. I went to college for bio, and I didn't do any programming. So I started when I was I've been doing game dev for probably 6 years. Um, since I was 22. So I definitely didn't start young, but I'm the type of person when like do something, it's yeah, unk status, dead ass. Honestly, man, I'm old. I'm old. Once I start doing something, I kind of just all out on it. I do game dev all day, every day for hours. I just say 'cause I like it, I enjoy it, it's fun, and obviously YouTube makes it a lot easier because there's opportunity to make some money on top of it. All right, so um, all right, so this is definitely not how we want to do this. Yeah, it's not how we want to do this at all, actually. Request interaction. I made a game from scratch. I'm just a beginner. I've heard a lot of things about Scratch. I've never touched it, though. I don't know anything about it. Um, Man, this is going to be a headache to do tonight. I think we're going to leave it at this for tonight, guys, because this is going to be a big undertaking, I think, for tomorrow. And I don't want to stop in the middle of it. So, um, I started off with Scratch, but it made it harder to learn. Yeah, that's definitely the thing is depending on what you start with, it's gonna make other languages a lot easier or a lot harder. Like I started with JavaScript, and so switching to C sharp wasn't horrible. And then expanding them from there because C sharp is pretty good was pretty easy. But like for example, here I'll show you. Go VS Code. For example, like right now I'm using C sharp, and if I want to do an if statement, it's if true. Oh, they already messed up. If true, nice. If true, right? So this is how you do an if statement in C sharp. That's how you do it in JavaScript and a lot of other languages. But in Lua, which is what I think Roblox is in, and another project I've been working on, you write it like this: if true, then, and then you need an end, and it's very confusing. So like I've been doing this for 6 years, and then I go to this, and it makes it very tricky. So if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend something like C sharp or JavaScript if you don't want to make games, because it just makes the whole process a lot easier. But all right, guys, that's it for tonight. So just to recap what we're going for, I'll show you guys exactly what the goal is here. We'll go back up here. So I want to make Sievert game. Zero Sievert. Yeah. I want to make a game like this. All right, so this is like a 2D survival game. Pixel art, very cool. Very, very cool. You're this little guy here. and you are trying, whatever, you're this little dude, and you're trying to survive. I want to make a multiplayer. I'm gonna make a multiplayer, and I want to make an extraction, like escape from Tarkov. So it's gonna be tricky. I also like crypto stuff. So full disclosure, I might try to see if I can integrate crypto. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna do it in a scammy way, but so I have to make sure that it's even possible. It might not be possible, so I'll scrap it. But I think it could be cool because obviously crypto is very popular right now, and I think it'll keep getting popular. But obviously, I have to make sure that it can be done right. So, but all right, folks, that's gonna be it for tonight. Um, Suggestion. Let me read these real quick. Scratch. No way. We're ending the live. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did want to. I did a stream earlier, and I just have to. I gotta get to bed earlier tonight. So, but we'll do more tomorrow. I'll stream again tomorrow. Grass looks very random. Maybe you should replicate that in your version of Zero. Yeah, maybe. I'm definitely not an artist, so the art is gonna be tricky. Um, Very good idea. It's very hard to pull off this aspect of the game. Yeah, I have a sprite and I can do some stuff with that, so I'm not too worried too much about the art. But like if I try to do 3D stuff, it's not gonna work. So 2D is easily doable for me. So I think it'll be cool. Do I have messages off on Discord? I don't think I do. Um, I don't think so. Good night, Sarah lady. I will I might have notifications silenced while I'm streaming or working, but I shouldn't have them off, Vortex. But I'll double check. If you ping me, I should see it saying I'm a fan. I don't think I saw it. Yeah, ping me again. Maybe I'll see it. I don't know because I don't see it right now. Eminem. No, don't. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.